What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's doing okay. Today we are going to be talking about ponies. In case you don't know what a pony is a PlayStation fanboy that is so obsessed with the PlayStation that they detach themselves from reality. That is a pony. A pony will lie to you just because they want to make it seem like their console and their platform is much better than yours. That is a pony. You can call it ponyism as well. One of the big lies, and we're here on X right now. One of the big lies that started yesterday. Yesterday was the release. There was a shadow drop of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on Xbox Game Pass. So it's on PC, it's on Xbox Series X, and it's also on PS5. So one of the rumors that these ponies started yesterday is that it's right here, being retweeted or reshared again by Games Radar. Xbox brand new Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is having trouble recognizing Xbox controller on PC Game Pass, but luckily Sony PlayStation controllers are working. This is a lie. That is a lie because I've been playing the game. I downloaded the game yesterday and I've been using my Xbox controller on my gaming PC, and I have no issues playing that game with my Xbox controller. Zero. So that is a lie that these ponies are just putting out there because they want to make themselves feel better. Ponies want to make themselves feel much better, and for them feel better about themselves, they feel like they have to put somebody down. You probably understand that mentality because you've probably seen it in school. A lot of bullies operate that same way. They'll talk shit down to you because they want to make themselves feel better about themselves because there's a lack of something somewhere in their life. But let's continue with the ponyism. So Games Radar went in and retweeted this yesterday after some fanboys posted it first. Some ponies did first, and Games Radar went is just go ahead, is resharing the story. This is not true. You can go on Game Pass today on your PC with the Xbox controller, and you will have no issues playing Ninja Gaiden 2 with the Xbox controller. None. So let's see. Let's look at other ponies and see what else we have. Now there are Xbox fanboys out there. They're called Xbots, and they are too. Some of them are detached from reality, just as the ponies. So this is just not a one-sided situation. It happens on both sides, but for some reason the ponies are much stronger. There are more numbers of them out here on X, so you hear more about the ponies, and you hear more about what they have to say because they retweet each other all day long like a big circle jerk, and that's what they do. So let's take a look. I'm just gonna randomly just go through X and see what else. All right, here's J-Dub. I like J-Dub because he's funny, but he is the biggest pony out there. He's posting this. Oh, I knew it. J-Dub is coming. Phil Spencer, Sega. So he's pretty much saying here with this picture, this logo here, he's saying that Xbox is gonna become like Sega and they're gonna exit the hardware business, which is not true. Let me tell you something about Xbox. Xbox realized that the money is not in selling consoles, and that's always been true. A game maker, Nintendo or Xbox or PlayStation, they probably make like $50 for every console they sell. In the past, they used to sell it at a loss because they used to make up the money selling the software. Every time that something is sold on PlayStation gets a cut of that. So that's how they used to operate, but that became very expensive. Games are very expensive to make nowadays, and they don't sell as well as they used to. And also, the consoles, they're just not selling as much as they used to, like compared to like the PS2 era, right? So here's J-Dub saying, "Oh, that Xbox is going to become like Sega and they're going to exit the hardware business." First of all, Xbox has already said it. They have another console coming out, and they're going to have plenty of consoles coming out in the future. They're not going anywhere. There's always going to be a market for Xbox because there are people that are diehard Xbox fans. There are people that just prefer Xbox. In my case, I've been on Xbox for more than 20 years. My Xbox Live account is more than 20 years old right now. My Xbox Live account is more than 20 years old. And I prefer Xbox for multiplayer games because that's where my peoples are. I have party chat, which the party chat is nowhere as near. I don't think party chat even exists the way it does on Xbox on the PS5. PS5 doesn't allow you to just group yourself with a bunch of people and do party chat, regardless of what games that your friends are playing. For Xbox, you can have your friends on different games and you can all be on the same party, chatting and talking with each other. That's the feature that's on Xbox. So Xbox is not going anywhere. In fact, they just became the biggest publisher in the world when they acquire Activision Blizzard. That is huge. If you look at the roster of Xbox games, Xbox has some of the most important IPs in the world. Doom, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Wolfenstein. Let's see. There's a ton of Activision games. Call of Duty. The biggest game of all time is Call of Duty, and that is part of the Xbox family. Every time somebody plays Call of Duty, regardless of the console, Xbox is getting paid. That is an Xbox customer. So if you're playing Call of Duty right now on PS5, guess what? You are a customer of Xbox. Xbox is getting your money. They're getting their share of the money, and they're growing and becoming bigger because of you. So thank you, PS5 fanboys, for playing Call of Duty. I thank you because you're helping Xbox succeed. And you have to realize that Xbox is playing 4D chess right now. They're saying, hey, it don't matter you have the best-selling console. You can have all the consoles out there, but we have the biggest player base. Think about it. Especially when it comes to games as a service like Call of Duty, which these are live games. And all that really matters to Xbox is how many gamers are playing the game. They don't care about what console or where they're playing from, which is why Xbox has been diversifying. They have cloud gaming going on. So you can play your Xbox game on any device that has a browser. You can play it on your TV, on your Sony TV. You can play it on your Samsung TV. You can play it on their Xbox app is available on TVs where you can play Xbox without an Xbox. So they are going for a large user base that doesn't exist with the regular console. There are people that are going to be on portable devices. They're going to be playing Xbox games on portable devices, either via cloud or when Xbox releases their handheld, which is rumored to be coming sometime in the near future. Another thing to consider is that PlayStation is selling more console than anybody right now, but they're not selling more software than anybody else. And software is where the money is. Yoshida, which used to be one of the CEOs of PlayStation Gaming, stated recently that single player games don't make that money back anymore, at least not for PlayStation. And this is why they have to reissue remasters and put remasters out there. And that's why they sell you 3 versions of the same game. Think about it. The Last of Us was a PS3 game that came out as a remaster on PS4. And by the way, Last of Us is one of my favorite games of all time. It's the reason why I own a PlayStation. So I want to put that out first so that I don't get accused of being an Xbox or whatever. I am a fan of video games, and I do have preferences. I like playing my multiplayer games on Xbox, and I like playing my single player games on PlayStation. Okay, so let me continue. So PlayStation releases Last of Us on PlayStation 3. Then they released Last of Us Remaster on PlayStation 4. And then they did a remake of The Last of Us, remake of The Last of Us for PlayStation 5. And then they took Last of Us 2, which was a PlayStation 4 game, and they re-released it as a PlayStation 5 game. So you see and you can see the pattern here. They did the same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn That game would look great already. Had no reason to be remastered. They remaster it because they needed to sell more of that same IP. Remastering is cheaper because you already have the concept that works. You have a game that has sold millions of copies. You can say, hey, I can remaster it, put a little bit better graphics, make it a little sharper, and I can repackage it and sell it again at full price, and all these dummies are going to buy that shit again. And that's the way that Sony has been operating the majority of this generation. Think about how many remasters they had. There's like 6 remasters. Demon's Souls is a remaster. Spider-Man is a remaster of the original Spider-Man from PS4. Just think about it. Just think about how many remasters you have bought or played on the PlayStation platform. So there's not a lot of money in single player games, at least not for Sony. They're not looking at it that way. And Microsoft is getting ahead of the curve. Microsoft is saying, hey, you can play our games anywhere. We don't care where you want to play our games from, because all we care about is that you play our games. You can be on console, you could be on cloud, you could be on a PlayStation, you could be on a Nintendo, which I look forward to that. I look forward to Xbox working with a Nintendo and releasing some of their games on there. I hope that they release Halo on the Nintendo platform so that hardcore Nintendo fans get to play Halo, because it's a great game and it's a legacy game. But you see the point, right? That Xbox is not looking at consoles anymore. They're looking at something much bigger, and that is the service, the platform, where you play our games. And all these PlayStation fanboys, all they want to celebrate, all they keep saying is that Xbox, because of that, Xbox is going to leave the console business. No, they're not. Here's why. First of all, Xbox has always been the underdog, except for the 360 for a while when they had the market for the 360 in the US. Except for the 360, Xbox has always been the underdog. With the original Xbox, the OG, with the Xbox One, they were the underdog, and they're still the underdog with the Xbox Series X. But guess what? That underdog still has more than 35 million consoles out there. Xbox Series X and S consoles. There's at least 35 million of them out there. This is 35 million people that buy games or subscribe to Game Pass. This is money that Microsoft gets directly to them. They get to keep 100% of that. They don't have to split it with Sony because it's their own platform. So this is why Xbox is going to be around. This is why they're doubling down on Game Pass. They bought Activision Blizzard so they can put those games on Game Pass to grow Game Pass. Game Pass is for PC gamers. It's for Xbox Series X. And if Sony allowed it, they will have Game Pass on PlayStation as well. But Sony's not going to allow that. We know that. They're barely competing with PlayStation Plus, right? PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, whatever those platforms are. I'm subscribed to PlayStation Plus. I got the second tier where I get some of the free games. I got a library of games. And it's decent. They have some games, but it's nowhere near as good as Game Pass. Nowhere near as good as Game Pass. All right, so let's continue here on the Twitterverse. Okay, I got some replies back. So let's see what the replies I've been getting. This is some of the statements I made here to Games Radar. This is not true. I'm playing this game on PC right now, and I'm using an Xbox controller without any issues. Rad Dragon posted something about that Xbox gamers are going to be crying soon because they're not going to have, because of all their games are going to Nintendo and PlayStation. The majority of Xbox gamers don't care. They don't care that these games are going to other platforms. What we care about is Game Pass. As long as I can play them day one on Game Pass, I'm good with that. I'm getting my value. I'm getting a heck of a value with Game Pass. So this is my post. That's a good thing. Soon Nintendo and PlayStation gamers are going to be Xbox customers, and that is true. For every Xbox game that is sold on a PlayStation or a Nintendo, that's going to be an Xbox customer. Every time that you boot up Call of Duty on PlayStation or a Nintendo, that is an active user for Xbox. So when Xbox counts their active monthly users, which right now is over 500 million players, Xbox has more than 500 million active users right now across all of their franchises and all of their IPs across all of their studios, including, like I said, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and all these other games are out there that are multi-service. Minecraft, there you go, a huge game there. But let's go ahead. Let's go to notifications. Take a look. You're always gonna find people that are gonna agree with you. Sometimes you get replies that are crazy. This is where I reposted here, or I replied back to another tweet. This means the Xbox brand will be bigger than anything the industry has seen before. It's certainly much bigger than PlayStation at this point, and it is. Xbox is now the biggest publisher in the business. They are. PlayStation might have the best console sales right now, but Xbox now has more IPs than any other publisher out there. Let's see what else. This is a good reply. Ponies just be gaslighting because they need to make themselves feel good about a console war that only they care about. Xbox is changing the game. The money is in software, and soon Nintendo and PlayStation gamers are going to be Xbox customers. PlayStation might have won in console sales, but Xbox is going for the biggest user base regardless of console. They will still make a console because there will always be a customer willing to buy their hardware and the value of Game Pass. Game Pass is huge and it keeps getting better. I've been a Game Pass subscriber since I think 2018, and at times I have bought multiple years of Game Pass at one time. Right now I'm doing it monthly. I got a monthly subscription. I love it. I pay like $21.39 with tax. That's how much I pay for Game Pass Ultimate. And I get to play these games on PC and on the Xbox. There's also another feature called Xbox Play Anywhere. You know what that means? That means you can play a game on your Xbox Series X or S. You can start a game on your console. And then later, if you want to go to your office and you want to boot up your gaming PC, if you want to continue playing that game, you can continue playing that same game on your gaming PC without having to buy another copy. Okay, and guess what? Your saves, your progression continues and goes on with you. So that is a big feature that no one else likes to talk about, which is Xbox Play Anywhere. So I can go play Ninja Gaiden in the living room, and then in the morning, if I want to come in my office and play it on my ultra widescreen TV screen in my office on my ultra widescreen monitor, I can boot up my gaming PC and play it on there and continue where I left off on the Xbox. When I'm done with the playing on PC, I can later go back to Xbox and play there. You get the picture. The game travels, your game progression travels with you, whether you play on Xbox or on PC. That is a big, huge deal. I mean, we wish that we had that same progression across other games, across other platforms. But Xbox has it and has had it for many years. Xbox Play Anywhere has been around since like 2016 or 2017 or something like that. Because I remember having early games like Mortal Kombat 11 I bought on Xbox, and they immediately gave me a free copy of it on PC. All right, let's go back to the Twitterverse and see what else is popping. Look for more ponyism. Here's another one. Nib. Nib is he's a pony for sure. And he thinks he's an intellectual pony. Like he'll go on there and he'll write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of his analysis of why Xbox is dead and Xbox is failing. And he don't understand the business has changed. It's not about console sales anymore. It is about how many users you have playing your damn fucking game. And these ponies don't understand that shit. They just console sales. Because you know why? They focus, they fucking focus on console sales. You know why? Because that's the only shit that PlayStation is winning at is console sales. They don't have the best-selling game. They might have won the best Game of the Year, the Game Award for Astrobot, which is a ripoff of every Nintendo platformer ever made. And guess what? Astrobot has only sold like 2 million copies. Like it has barely they haven't even broken even with Astrobot. Okay? It took them 4 years to develop that game, and so far they have only sold like 2 million copies. So you know what that means? That out of the close to 69 million PlayStation owners out there, only 2 million have bought Astrobot. So this tells you that a lot of these ponies just talk a lot of shit. Like one of the arguments that they have is, well, Xbox is going to fail because you guys don't buy any games. You guys do everything on Game Pass. And then they brag about paying full price for the game on PlayStation. I'm like, that's bragging now. You paying $70 for a game that I can play without putting any money out of without taking any money out of my wallet because I got Game Pass. Yeah, bro, you go ahead with that story. Make yourself feel good. Tell yourself whatever makes you feel good at night. But let's continue on. So this is another pony here. And I do follow him. There's been like 1 or 2 times where he has made some sense, but he is a pony. J-Dub is, like I said, J-Dub is the biggest pony of all time. I do like him because he likes to make fun of stuff. He's cracking jokes about it, so he makes me laugh. So I do appreciate his content sometimes, but he is the biggest pony. Look at him. Me showing up to collect all them Xbox first party GameStop play on my, he can't even fucking spell. Me showing up to collect all them Xbox first party GameStop play on my PS5 Pro. What he's trying to say is me collecting all of my Xbox first party games on my PS5 Pro. Yeah, great. You're paying $70 for those games a piece. I'm not paying any money for it except for my Game Pass subscription because I get it day one on Game Pass. So this is how they try to gaslight other gamers, Xbox gamers, by posting shit like this. They're gonna play my PlayStation Pro. Well, guess what, bro? The PC is much more powerful than a PlayStation 5 Pro. So me with Game Pass, me with Xbox Game Pass on my PC, I'm already beating the PS5 Pro. And let me tell you something. I own a PS5 Pro. I got one on day one. I had it at this point for over more than 2 months, 2.5 months, or however this thing came out November 7th. I have owned one since day one. I got a PlayStation 5 Pro, and I'm telling you that the differences in what it's delivering is so marginal that you ain't gonna give a shit. Like if you truly own a PlayStation 5 Pro and you also own a PC, you know the PC is much better. You're gonna get better graphics on the PC, better resolution, better control over what you're doing. But these ponies, they want to tell you that they are fucking the shit because they got a PS5 Pro. Like I said, they'll tell you that the PS5 Pro is more powerful than an NVIDIA 5090 video card. That's what these ponies do. They talk so much shit. They're so full of shit, actually. But look, he'll put some fucking meme like to gaslight. Here's another one. Now, Tim Dog, he's a pony, but sometimes he comes to reality. Sometimes he comes to reality and he'll admit that Sony's fucking up. Sony fucked up big time. PlayStation fucked up big time. They had like 9 games canceled in the last 3 years. All these games that were being developed by all these studios. All this money that was spent on these games, getting these games developed, and for Sony to cancel them because they were afraid to release these games after the failure of Concord, which was a piece of shit game that ended within 2 weeks of release. Sony ended the game. And because of that, they ended 9 other games out there, including a God of War live service, which I don't even know how that was going to understand. You were just going to throw axes at each other in multiplayer. I don't know how God of War game and multiplayer will work. I don't know who came up with that fucking crazy idea. All right, so let's continue on. Let's see what we're looking for ponies right now. If video games increased to $80 to $100, how does that impact the value of Game Pass? For the rest of this generation, games cannot go up in price. Okay, there's a lot of other ways to play games on mobile. There is Steam. You can get Steam on a mobile device now. You can wait for a sale on Steam, get your game at a discount on Steam, and play that shit and play it better than a PS5 Pro would. So let me tell you, ponies be believing that they're on some magical carpet ride, but they don't realize how close to the sun they are and they're about to burn all their wings. All right, let's look for more ponies. Oh, look at Tim Dog now. I love Xbox and PlayStation. You know, I can appreciate that. Somebody being honest about shit. If you look at Sony, look at PlayStation, for the foreseeable future, how many AAA games do they have? It's only one game, and that's Ghost of Yotei, which looks like a continuation of Ghost of Tsushima. The graphics and art style are exactly the same. So there's not going to be anything revolutionary in graphics there. It's not going to look that much better than Ghost of Tsushima. There's already been complaints about that because we've seen the trailers of the game, and it looks like they're using the same engine with barely any enhancements to it. And here's another one. Why isn't there a price for Spider-Man 2 for PC yet when it's dropping in 5 days? You know how much it will be? On PC, it's probably going to be $60, $59.99. PC prices are different than PlayStation, so it's most likely going to be $59.99, at the very most $69.99, but it's probably going to be $59.99 for it on PC. But yeah, there you have it. I had to rant a little bit, just kind of like let it out because these ponies are on some crazy ass shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're smoking, but they're smoking something. And this whole cult of ponyism is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we probably want to. Oh, here's Porter Rock. Porter Rock is one of the biggest ponies of all time. But he calls out Sony too. He calls out PlayStation when PlayStation is wrong. PlayStation had canceled all these games. He called them out for it. So that's a view that I can respect. So he's a pony, but he's not a bad pony. He's a pony. Oh, here it is. Oh no, it's Alex. Alex is a PC gamer. Something that has happened recently is that a lot of PC gamers are also in battle with ponies, right? Because ponies think that they're better than the PC, and PC gamers are like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And a lot of PC gamers also have Game Pass subscription. So a PC really is also an Xbox now because you have Game Pass on there. You get to play your Xbox games on the PC. But here's a good question here. People are asking the question, well, why do I need an Xbox? The answer is that if you were asking that question to begin with, you were never gonna buy one, and that is true. That's why all these ponies are out there like, well, Xbox, why would I want an Xbox now? All the games are coming out on PlayStation. Dude, you were never gonna buy an Xbox, okay? Stay with your PS5, buy the Xbox game when they come out, pay full price for them, and please help Microsoft and Xbox become much bigger by buying their freaking games. And here it is. Xbox is taking the Valve approach. The console war is over. Is now the platform service war, and that is correct. Here's Nib. Here's Nib's reply to that. You're only saying this because Xbox lost. Meanwhile, PlayStation is over there making over 3 times the revenue Steam is estimated as having made last fiscal year, and 40% more than Xbox, even with ABK included. Then there's Nintendo out profiting them, all due to the huge first party. But look, I told you, Nib be posting like essays, and like he be trying to go. He wants to sound smart, like he can understand the financial of these companies. He's like he'll pull that move to make it seem like he's just smarter than you and that he understands this. And all these ponies be eating that shit like they eat that shit like it's rice. But look, he goes into fiscal years and revenue and stuff. And listen, Microsoft already put out a statement to Insider Gaming, and the Game Pass has grown by more than 60% since they acquired Activision. So, but these ponies they'll spend the whole fucking day on here thinking about this shit. And I'm like, don't you guys have some PlayStation games to go play? I guess not. This is a good reply. Why would a PC gamer care who lost a console war? That is true. PC gamer don't care and they shouldn't care, and neither should be an Xbox gamer. We need to get behind the fact that Microsoft, when they acquired Bethesda, when they acquired Minecraft, actually, they had already turned into a third-party developer. Minecraft is available on all platforms, and that is an Xbox game. Microsoft has owned Minecraft for, I think, more than 10 years at this point. When they acquired Bethesda, Doomsday multi-platform is releasing the new Doom game, Doom The Dark Ages, is coming out on PlayStation and Xbox and PC, possibly a Nintendo Switch version of it in the near future, a Nintendo Switch 2 version of it. But we just have to get in the mindset that this is much bigger than a console war. That Sony sold the most consoles so far. For now, until Nintendo drops, they're going to be number one in console sales, but they're not number one in software sales. And software is where the real fucking money is made, is selling software. And that's what ponies don't understand. And they do understand it, but they want to be bullying Xbox fans around and talking all this shit, like, because they want to get under our skin. And sometimes their stupidity does get under our skin. Look at this here. Oh my God, it's clean. If you have a PC, do not buy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PS5. That is true. On PS5, that game is blurry. On PS5 Pro, which I do have it on PS5 Pro, the game looks a lot sharper. But guess what? The game just dropped on PC, and it looks so much better on PC than it will ever look on a PS5 Pro. That is a fact. A PC is more powerful than a PS5 Pro. So get with the program. Oh, here's Jay Barry. He's another pony. He's a huge pony. And look at him. Your game is mine. And he's talking about Xbox games coming to PlayStation. Good for you. Good for Microsoft. Good for Xbox. Guess what? You're gonna pay $70 a pop for each of those games, and Xbox is just gonna continue to grow and grow and grow. And as far as a business, Xbox is gonna be much bigger than PlayStation. PlayStation doesn't sell the games at the scale that Xbox sells games today. PlayStation doesn't have a single game that sells a third or a fourth of what Call of Duty sells. And that is an Xbox game. Look, somebody making sense here, you do find this every once in a while. Somebody makes sense. Look at this one here from Brandon Clark Sr. One thing that PlayStation really should adopt from Xbox is using their publishing arm to publish third-party games across all platforms. Instead of locking up time exclusives, collect the bag from everywhere, because clearly the PlayStation audience isn't going crazy over the time exclusives. And that is true. A lot of PlayStation gamers, not all of them are buying these first-party titles, like The Last of Us remakes, the Horizon Zero Dawn 2, or Horizon 2 Forbidden West, did not sell as much as the first game. And that's crazy because it came out with better technology, better graphics on a newer platform, and it did not outsell the previous game. Here's another one. Phil Spencer confirms more Xbox game will be coming multi-platform. That is a true statement, and that's something that you have to get over. If you're a fanboy, if you're an Xbox fanboy, you need to get over that. The console war is over for Microsoft. Xbox is going in a whole different direction. They're going for the most users on their platform, not the most consoles. They're going for the big money, and that's what people need to understand. Look at this reply here, breaking. Phil Spencer confirmed the sky is blue. Love it. Oh, here's the crap gamer. So the crap gamer is supposedly a former Xbox fan that now is a PlayStation fan, and he just talks a lot of shit about Xbox. A lot of shit. Here it is. Look what he's saying. Xbox One X was the most power and capable console and came out in 2017 and nobody bought it because it lacked exclusive games. Xbox Series X was the most powerful console and came out in 2020 and nobody bought it because it lacked exclusive games. Listen, people bought Xbox Series X. It didn't sell. It only sold about half of what Sony has shipped. Another thing that we have to keep in mind, when Xbox shares their numbers of how many consoles they have sold, those are consoles they have sold. When PlayStation releases their numbers, they release the numbers of consoles shipped, not sold. So a lot of these consoles that Sony is already counting as sold, they might still be in a warehouse somewhere waiting to be bought by somebody. So that's a big difference on how they report their numbers. And that is that Sony counts PlayStation's shipped, not sold, shipped. Let's continue reading this paragraph here. To think innovation or power will make people buy an Xbox if it has no exclusive game is the actual definition of insanity. This guy's so full of shit, doing the same thing over and over. No, Xbox is doing something completely different, okay? They realize that, hey, we're going to have to sell our games because we're bigger now. We are a publicly traded company, and to the stockbrokers, their job is to make money. You got to understand that. That is the mission of Xbox at the end of the day, and PlayStation too, is to make fucking money. Money, money, money. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the fucking money. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. And that's the way it is. So Crap Gamer said, why would anybody want an Xbox if they're going to exclusive? Listen, if you're already questioning whether you're going to buy an Xbox or not, you weren't going to buy one. Okay, guess what? I will buy the Xbox for the technology. Guess what? I have a PS5 Pro and I have an Xbox Series X. My Xbox Series X has a lot more features that make it so much better than the PS5 Pro. Things like quick resume, things like upscaling OG games and Xbox 360 games to 4K, to native 4K, not upscale, but actually consuming the game and displaying it in 4K. That's actually a capability of the Xbox. Auto HDR. You can take old Xbox One games, Xbox 360 games, and play them with full HDR because Auto HDR that was built into the Xbox because of the AI chip that Microsoft put in the Xbox to help do Auto HDR. This is what X looks like nowadays. I still call it Twitter, the Twitterverse. Keep telling yourself that the worst sales year in history, coincidentally the same year they started putting exclusive on game. No, here's what happened. When Xbox went and acquired Activision Blizzard, that was a huge amount of money. That was close to $70 billion. So Xbox has a responsibility to their shareholder to get the most value for their money. So what that means is all these games, all these franchises that we just bought, like Call of Duty that we have acquired, they will say multi-platform because we need to keep the cash cow generating some fucking money. Okay, that's what this is about. But these fanboys, these ponies, they don't understand that. Xbox, they're just putting the games in PlayStation now because they're not selling shit. Dude, it's a fucking business. They're trying to make the most fucking money ever. That's the name of the fucking game. Get with it. Fuck off. All right, let's continue to the next one. Look, I want them to go all in a multi-platform strategy this year so that they can see that the strategy fails. They shit all over their most loyal fans for nothing, and they totally misread the market. So this is a dumbass right here. Going multi-platform is going to allow them to sell more games, more fucking money. And guess what? Whoever's getting the bag is fucking winning. More money, more wins. That's the way it works. This is about fucking money at the end of the day. These fucking ponies, they don't get that shit. But I do this so you don't have to. Don't go on X and deal with these ponies because they're not rational. They believe in, and they're obsessed with Xbox. I've been on X since the beginning of January, and that's all they do. All day long, Pony's just talking about Xbox. They're obsessed with Xbox. I'm surprised Xbox hasn't gotten a restraining order against these ponies because they won't stop obsessing about Xbox. First say Xbox is dead, then they say Xbox has no games, and then they're saying, oh, all the Xbox games are coming to PlayStation. Ooh, let's celebrate that. Fuck Xbox. We're getting all their games. So which one is it? Xbox has no games? Or Xbox is going to be delivering all these games, releasing all these games on PlayStation? Both cannot be true. But ponies, they're crazy as hell. Look at this. As far as hardware is concerned, the Series X was flawless, and it still is. The crap gamer says, great hardware about pointless. No, it's not fucking pointless. I got my Series X, and guess what? I've been playing Indiana Jones on it. I love it. I still play Call of Duty on it. I've been playing mostly on PS5 Pro because it does look a little bit better on there. But I still play my Xbox Series X very often. Okay? So I'm not playing it any less because I got a PS5 Pro now. Let's continue. Why even continue with this? I think I have proven my point at this point, and that is that ponies talk so much shit, they're so fucking detached from reality that all they do is, I can't even say what I want to say because it will be too rude. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to keep things to yourself. But that's my rant for today. I'm out.